Awesome. We're glad you're here. Let me introduce myself. My name, let me start with this. I'm a grateful believer in Jesus. I struggle with codependency, which is believing, the way I define it is believing the lie that my behavior can control someone else's behavior, which is its own unique form of hell. So I struggle with codependency, emotional eating, and dopamine addiction through my stupid phone, and my name is Trevor. Hey, what's up, everybody? Good to see you guys here tonight. I just want to reiterate one other thing that Christine said. I really want to take a minute to, again, lift up our anniversary night for you guys. This is going to be a great night for Celebrate Recovery. If you're looking for a night to invite a friend, every single Monday night is great. That Monday night is going to be a fantastic night to invite somebody new on that Monday night. And coming out especially to listen to Leah and Miranda's story of how Jesus and the 12 steps are changing their life. It's going to be fantastic. Additionally, Miranda, are you here in the room, or she's working her way back into the room? She's probably somewhere that way, headed this way. Y'all, Miranda, did you see her? There she is. Did you see Miranda playing drums? Is there anything you cannot do? Oh my gosh, let's go. Our drummer called out day of today, and Miranda's like, I'll just play like a baller. So anyway, wow, impressive. All right, so here's where I want to start tonight. I want to ask a question, and I'm going to have you turn to your neighbor. For those of you who are introverts, I'm so sorry I keep making you do this, but you keep coming back. So I want to ask you a question. I want you to turn to your neighbor. What do you do right before you go to bed? What's your bedtime routine kind of a thing? What do you do right before you go to bed? All right, turn to your neighbor and go. Keep it clean. Keep it clean. Keep it clean. All right, okay. Everyone get to share? Leah, can I have that thing that's right next to you on the chair? Yep, yep. That thing. Yes, trust me. Yeah, thank you. Okay, awesome. Okay, great. All right, so shout it out and keep it clean, you bunch of degenerates. I know you. All right, shout it out. What is it that you do as your routine before you go to sleep at night? What do you do? Not all at once. Give me a break. Huh? You close your eyes, get out. Okay, what do you do before you go to sleep? What's your bedtime routine? You kiss your spouse? Oh, can we all just go, oh, that's adorable. I got to steal it from Larry. I sleep like a baby, but I don't pee in my pants. Chris just said, I sleep like a baby, but I don't pee in my pants. Okay, good. Nobody's on task. Good grief. All right. Somebody over in the peanut gallery in the front, what do? You pray? That's good. Okay. All right. Well, non-spiritual answers are allowed. Scroll. Yep, doom scrolling. What else?
Take my medicine.
Okay, medicine. Huh? Watch Dateline? Do you watch murder stuff before you go to sleep? This is a judgment-free zone. We're glad you're here. Anyway, you too? Where's my crime podcast people? Oh, man. Shoot, we're going to pray for you guys. Dadgum. All right, anybody else want to share? You call your kids, your grandkids in Arkansas. Oh, yeah, let's all do it again. Oh, great. Well, you guys heard me talk about it. Somebody already said this. What did you say? Scroll. Ooh, TikTok. Oof. Yeah. All right. So this is my phone, and I'm going to put it on Do Not Disturb so none of you jerks call me while I'm preaching because I know you all. And so this is my phone, and this is a wonderful tool. It's changed my life. I do everything on this. I obviously email. I communicate with my family. I call people. I check my email. I do my budget. I do my banking. I do my calculator on this. This is my flashlight, my Bible, my journal. This is all sorts of stuff. We use this for everything, right? You got a phone? Yeah. All right. Everyone, if you got a phone, grab it right now. I want you to hold it up. Everyone got it? All right. In a lot of ways, I want you to listen to me. This is an enemy of your recovery. In a lot of ways. You can put it down. This is an enemy of your recovery. I don't think technology in and of itself is evil, but its unintended consequences can be really bad. There's just a plethora and a mountain of research that's showing that the reason why Gen Z, the generation just after mine, so some of it's our generation, if you're younger here in the room, maybe it's the generation of your kids or your grandkids, they are the most anxious generation in human history, and so much is because of these things. These things. And this will be, and again, we have an app for our church, and you could take message notes in it, and you can share recovery. You can do all sorts of good things with it, and this thing will distract you right into a relapse. Did you hear me? It will distract you. Now, it might not cause a relapse. You did that all on your own. It wasn't your iPhone's fault. Steve Jobs made me do it. No. It will distract you into a relapse. You know what my bedtime routine has been like for years now? She called it. Scrolling. At first it was Facebook. Then I got better about Facebook. Then it was Instagram. Then I got better about Instagram. I haven't done TikTok yet, in Jesus' name. And then it was YouTube. And then it was sports. And then whatever it might be. And this is why I talk about, like, I legit am working a program around dopamine. I want to tell you tonight, now not everybody has the same struggle as I do, and that's okay. But I want to encourage you to have a different bedtime routine. If this is part of your bedtime routine and how you finish the day, it doesn't even necessarily have to be what's the very last thing you do before you go to bed. If this is a part of your routine at the end of your day, I want to encourage you to begin a new routine of putting it down and trying something totally different that's going to feed your recovery. It just might change your life. It just might change your life. For me, if you are somebody who struggles with, why can't I put this thing down and I'm distracting myself into a life I don't want? An app that's been very helpful to me is an app called Be Present. And there it is. And that's been something that's very helpful for me where I'm managing my dopamine and I'm learning to let go. It's helped me focus on my recovery, on my marriage, on my walk with God. It's helped me focus on all that stuff. So just a little recommendation for you. If you sign up for that, I do not get any proceeds from that. This is not an advertisement. This is a recommendation. But we're going to talk about that tonight. No, hold that thought. Just want you guys to check that out. Here's what we're going to talk about tonight. We're going to talk about daily inventory. Everyone say daily inventory. Daily inventory. Now, we just read this. I'm not going to make you read it again, but we're going to start with principle 7 of the 8 principles to celebrate recovery. We're going to reserve a daily time with God. Daily. Not weekly. Not monthly. Daily. How do you think you would do if you ate once a week? I would be super skinny, man. No, that's not funny. Some people, we were working programs for that. I'm sorry. All right. We reserve a daily time with God. Everyone say daily. Daily. How about this? If you only drank water once a week, that's a better analogy. How would you do if you only drank water once a week? You'd be dead. Reserve a daily time with God for self-examination, Bible reading, and prayer in order to know God and His will for my life and to gain the power to follow His will. And here's step 10. Here's step 10 of the 12 steps. We continued to take personal inventory. And when we were wrong, promptly admitted it. This is huge for what we're talking about tonight. The Bible verse that we're going to look at tonight comes from Jesus, and this is really important why you want to do a daily inventory. If you're not hearing the 12 steps yet, that's okay, but there's going to be principles that are going to really help you out in your recovery tonight. Jesus said this in Mark chapter 10, verse 36, 38. He says this in verse 38. He says, watch and pray so that you will not fall into temptation. Now, it's really churchy language. If you're here to work recovery, but you're unsure about Jesus, replace it with watch and pray so you don't fall into relapse. The spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. Anybody else here got a weak will? Yeah, anybody else here try to do recovery on your own willpower? How's it work? Not good. That's why you got here. I heard that. That was funny. Watch and pray so that you will not fall into temptation. Watch and pray so that you will not fall into relapse. The spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. Steps 10 and 11 and 12 are all about, we talked about this a few weeks ago, they're called the maintenance steps. The maintenance steps. It's anything beyond maintenance. The big book of AA says this. We don't have this on the screen, but I want to read this to you, is that what we really have is a daily reprieve from whatever got you in here. Whatever got you in here, whether you're working a program for chemical dependency, for alcohol, for drugs, for codependency, for porn addiction, for gambling, for anger, for rage, for love and relationships, whatever it is that brought you in here today, you don't ever graduate from recovery, but what you do get is a daily reprieve. Everyone say daily. You get a daily reprieve contingent on the maintenance of your spiritual condition. The reason we do this isn't to do maintenance so it's boring. The reason that we do this is so we stay sane. And so that we keep building on the life that we want. And so we learn to do an inventory. So if you're taking notes, write this down. What is an inventory in the first place? An inventory is basically this. It's recapping my day in written form. It's recapping my day in written form. What's important about this, yes, recapping my day is huge. Written form is important. Now, I want to be very, very clear here, and I've talked to some people who had some misunderstandings here about why writing is an important part of your recovery. There is no verse in the Bible that says, thou shalt journal. Did you know that? It doesn't say that. In fact, the message of Jesus was written for people who were illiterate, who didn't even know how to read and write. It wasn't meant to be read. This wasn't read till the printing press. They heard the message of hope first, because most people couldn't read or write. So that's not a prerequisite to recover and to encounter what God has for you and the freedom and the life that he has for you through Jesus. The reason that we recommend it in written form is really important, because we're going to talk about it the rest of tonight. It's really important to have this in written form so you can go back to it. I don't even remember what I ate for dinner last night. How am I going to remember my inventory from a week ago? You see what I'm saying? Some of you are stuck on, how do you not know what you ate for dinner last night? I know. Thank you. Thank you. All right, so written's important. So why do this daily? Why do this daily? Why do this daily? First off, if you do this daily, it helps you see patterns developing. You're going to catch a relapse before it happens. You go, oh, I see that coming. There's a Bible verse that says, fools see danger and they keep going and they suffer for it. Like a foolish person sees a car crash up ahead and just keeps driving. But a wise person sees danger and they take cover. The reason we do a daily inventory, it's going to help you see patterns developing in your life and in your heart and in your mind, and it will help you prevent relapse, because the spirit is willing but the flesh is weak. And it helps you keep your amends list short. Woo! Man, you don't want to have 25 people to apologize to. You want to keep that sucker short. You really, really do. So if you do this daily, you're going to have less work to do in your recovery. Super important. All right, so for the rest of tonight, we're going to talk about 3 types of inventories I want you to consider doing. 3 types of inventories. How many? 3 types of inventories to consider doing. Excuse me. Okay, first off is what's called an ongoing inventory. An ongoing inventory is one that you're doing internally throughout your day. That is not where you're walking around with the journal just at work going, oh, I did something wrong again. Oh, I did something wrong again. This is one where, yeah, it's just in your mind and in your heart, and you know, okay, I shouldn't have said that thing to that coworker. I shouldn't have said that thing to my kids, to my significant other, to my boyfriend or girlfriend, to my spouse. I need to go make it right now. So there's something to be said about this, that when you work the 12 steps enough and your spirit becomes sensitive enough. Can you hand me my water, please? Thank you. Thanks, sweetie. That's my wife, Leah, if you're new. I'm not just calling our worship leader sweetie, I promise. Okay. An ongoing inventory is one where before you even get to your bedtime routine, you can make something right. You don't have to wait till the end of the day. Did you know that? In fact, the further along that you walk with God in your recovery, the more sensitive he's going to make your heart be to the things that you do right and the things that you did not so right. And he will get in your business, and it's easier for him to get in your business that way. And so you don't have to wait till the end of the day or wait for the next day or wait for a week. If you feel like, ooh, I feel that in my conscience, that's God's spirit. pointing something out to you. So there's an ongoing inventory. That's super important. Then we have the daily inventory, which is a lot of really what this lesson is talking about. Here's the great thing about a daily inventory. You guys, it only takes max like 15 minutes. Maybe. That's not even an episode of TV. Back when people watched TV. 15 minutes. That's not long at all. How many of you can doom scroll away an hour on accident? Yeah. Only 3 hands, but y'all are liars. I know you all. Dang. 6 hours. Yeah. You could do 15 minutes. This is all it's going to take. And there's a lot of different ways that you can do this. Here's the irreducible minimum about a daily inventory. Keep it balanced and take time to reflect with God on what you did right and some things that you did wrong that day. Let him encourage you. Let him convict you. Let him applaud you and let him correct you. If you wrote 2 things I did right and 2 things I did wrong, you're beginning on the path of a really great daily moral inventory. Now, there are other styles to do this. We sell these things here at no profit to us. We just sell them at cost, these daily inventory notebooks from Celebrate Recovery. Here's what the inside of this looks like. So sometimes it asks further questions. We showed this a couple weeks ago. How am I feeling today? What did I do right today? What did I do wrong today? Do I owe anyone amends? Is there anyone I need to forgive? How will I make amends? What are my prayer requests? What's my next action I need to take in recovery? Other people I know in different styles, they have this like table for a whole month of 30 days and a list of categories of character defects, of liabilities, and assets. There's a lot of different ways to do this, but if you do it daily and you take 15 minutes and let God encourage you and let God correct you, you're on the path. Does it make sense? Makes sense. Write it down, record it. You can just pray and let God talk to you about it, but write it down so you can come back to it later. It's so important. An inventory, it's a written recap of my day. So, ongoing inventory, daily inventory, and here's what I want to recommend to you as a game changer, is a periodic inventory. A periodic inventory. And if you take something like this and you write in it long enough, you can look back over the week or the month or the quarter and say, wow, how is my recovery actually going? Not just today. And it can reveal a lot of things to you. In fact, a friend of mine here on Monday nights did this recently, and I asked him if he would come share about it. So, Bruce, would you come on up? Would you welcome Bruce? Hey, buddy, why don't you introduce yourself? Should be on.
I'm a grateful.
Just kidding. Psych, gotcha.
Let's see. I'm for okay.
Yeah, it should be good. Go ahead.
Okay.
It's Leah's mic.
Hello. Test.
Sorry. Should have given you the announcement, Mike. Keep it on.
There we go.
Now try it.
There we go. Testing. Waiter. Okay.
All right, now introduce yourself.
Okay. I'm a grateful believer in Jesus Christ. I'm here for recovery from alcoholism and hurts, habits, and hang-ups. My name is Bruce.
Hey, Bruce. All right, so these are my notes. You don't need just be you. He's looking at my notes.
I want to use your notes.
Don't use my notes, dude. Okay. All right, so Bruce was telling me about this just because we've been friends when I stepped into Celebrate Recovery is when you stepped into our Celebrate Recovery. You've been doing recovery for quite a while, but we both kind of started at Celebrate Recovery at the same time, and he's become a really good friend. Bruce is going to be leading a step study for men starting next week with Matt, and so that's awesome. So fellas, if you've never done step work, up your game. The girls are outpacing us, and it's embarrassing. Let's go. Sign up. Hoorah. Come on. All right, good. All right, so I got 2 questions for you.
Okay.
You told me that you did a periodic inventory.
That's right.
First question, tell everybody what you did.
What I did was this inventory here came from your challenge to do these daily inventories. And I used these, and for a 90-day period, I did a daily inventory. And at the end of that, well, John Baker, founder of Celebrate Recovery, he was quoted to say, about every 90 days, he does a personal retreat. He takes a look at his inventories, his daily inventories, and he asks God to show him where he still needs work and what's going good and what he needs to work on for the next 90 days. And I thought, that's coming on a good recommendation. So I thought, you know what, I'll try that. So I did that.
And tell everybody what happened.
Well, what happened? There was that last.
Can you show up the picture of the questions? Would you do that? Thanks.
Yeah, I changed that last question. I exchanged it for a question that my sponsor had asked me. Was what's God saying to you? Because the first time that I was working with my sponsor, he said, we're going to be doing a daily inventory. And I said, I've been doing daily inventories for years. He said, oh, yeah? What's God saying to you? So he inspired me to do these daily inventories, and he'd ask me, and I'd come to him with a problem, and I'd say, this is what's going on, and he'd say, well, what's God saying to you in your journal? And I'm like, well, I don't know. And then he would ask me this question that still burns in my mind. You want to know what God's will is for you, don't you? I'm like, how are you going to say no to that? Of course I did. Thanks, Vance.
Yeah.
And that's what got me going, and that's what kept me going. And I started this inventory, and I went back and looked, and there was a couple of things really jumped out. And I was trying to distill it down, or it was easy to distill down after I looked at it and reviewed. But here's the thing. On my worst days of recovery, my recovery is flimsy. And that's when I could see by the grace of God, I didn't relapse.
That's awesome. Yeah.
And then I discovered, wait a minute, on my best days of recovery, I didn't relapse. And that's by the grace of God. I'm living under the grace of God.
Yeah.
That's a good place to live.
That's a really good place to live.
And I needed to do that inventory to look at that. So what was God saying to me? He said, attaboy, you're doing good. Keep following me, he says. And there was this scripture that's also been banging in my head for the longest time. It's don't give in to the cultures and the customs of this world, but let God transform you into a new person by changing the way you think.
That's right.
And then you will learn to know God's will for you, which is perfect. Thanks, Vance.
Come on, can we say thanks to Bruce?
So the challenge would be from the same that my sponsor challenges me. You want to know what God's will is for you, don't you? Do the inventories.
Thanks, buddy. Wow, it's awesome. Look, man. Yeah, give it up for him one more time. Come on. Okay, so we always leave with a tool and with questions for tonight. Here's our tool for this week. 7 days of Step 10 challenge. I want to challenge every single one of you for the next 7 days starting tonight to try doing a daily inventory, what's prescribed in Step 10 and Principle 7. 7 days of Step 10. Got it? Got it. 7 days of Step 10. All it is, you don't have to buy one of these things. We have them for you. All it is things that I feel like God is telling me I did right, things I didn't do so right, I'm going to make amends for them. Here's our questions for small group tonight. Question number 1. What are the reoccurring events or issues that I am constantly needing to make amends for? Oh, gross. And number 2, what is one victory in my recovery this week that I can celebrate? All right. We are